I definitely think it starts with knowing certain members in the administration. Like I have a close relationship with Dean Leedy, even President Gibson, and various people in administration. So I think it starts with coming at it from a conversation instead of like, you need to do this for the student body. I think you get more of a meaningful conversation and application and production from it being a simple conversation, and saying like, this is our needs, this is like what you have, and like we need communication, like transparent communication, especially when certain things directly affect the student body. I think that, again, that starts with having that relationship on a communication relationship or a conversational relationship you have with the administration. And throughout my years, in the various initiatives that I've led and student orgs that I've been involved with, I've had to interact with different people in the administration. So I think as student body president, that is a vital role, and that's something that I've been able to, the relationships I've been able to build up over the last 3 years.
Yeah, so I think this has already come up a bit in the campaign of the 5 candidates, that as far as I understand, the SPP doesn't actually have control over guest lecturers and who comes in. That's the administration's job. And so for me, the main thing that I would do is that I think that we also have to respect the authority and the understanding and the wisdom of the administration, that they've been doing this for a long time. They understand what's going on and they understand the student body, but they don't understand it maybe as well as a student of the student body. So for me, I want to first of all show respect to the administration by actually listening to them and having real conversations with them that aren't just, hey, this is what the student body needs, how can you do that for us? Instead, listening to their advice and their wisdom based on years and years of doing this, and then turning those concerns of the student body into actual tangible goals and something that's actually accomplishable. So sometimes the student body will bring the SPP something that he can't accomplish, like, hey, we want a guest lecture about this specific thing. We can bring that to the administration, but it's not always going to get passed. And so for me, it's not always going to be about bringing it to the administration. It's going to be about finding a way to package the need of the community in a way that's actually going to be possible for the administration to solve the problem. And so that would be my perspective, the way that I would take students' concerns to the administration. And then from the administration to the students, I think that comes best through bringing it to the council, making sure that houses are very clear on what's happening, making sure that they know so that they can tell their houses through house emails, making sure that the orgs are very informed about what's going on in the council through both the org committee and through our meeting minutes sent out every single week. So just more clear communication, and I think especially for the last part, so art I think can absolutely be something that we can improve in this coming year. It's something that we have empty walls here on campus. We have places where we could actually put up student art, and it's just doing it. That part is totally within the means of the student body president and his cabinet. It's just about taking the initiative to actually do it and reach out to students who are great artists. I mean, you can see it's already been done this year really well. Kiana Irving made this awesome mural in the city room. I forget who made the one in the Lion's Den, but it's really cool. That kind of stuff already. I think the cabinet is doing a good job of allowing students to express their talents on campus, and I would just want to continue in that. There's no reason to stop doing that, and I think the campus walls can be more indicative of our student body, and I would hope to just continue in what our leaders have already been doing.
I think honestly, this ties into both the context of the question and different issues that have come up over the years with the honor code and people feeling underrepresented or persecuted against through our institutions. The best thing you can do in cases of disagreement is communicate well. Often the source of tension in the student body is people just not knowing what's going on or having a bad idea of what they believe is going on and having that be inaccurate. So the best way I think I can liaise between orgs and houses and the administration, especially in times of crisis, is to be very transparent and open about these are the problems that different groups are having. These are the steps that are being taken to solve that issue, and crediting the proper actors. So not taking credit myself for things that I haven't done, and not putting blame on others for something that I've made an error on.
From speaking with various people on the faculty and in the student body as I was thinking about running for this role, asking people what their challenges have been recently and finding out what the student body president could practically do, I've come to understand the role as someone who listens to those needs from the student body. If there's a frustrating thing that's occurred, if a play's been shut down, for example, going to the faculty members who made that decision and hearing their side, and then coming back to the student body, and if it's appropriate, which I think in a lot of cases it would be, because the student body president doesn't have the power to either reverse a decision that's been made on faculty or to make those decisions, but rather to advocate for both sides. So, for example, in that situation, I would invite them to come to a council meeting, because they're always welcome to, and I would support them in drafting a proposal in saying, we as students would like you to reconsider this decision that you've made, because we feel that it's not respecting maybe the rights or the decisions that the student body feels would best represent us right now. And so it's not that I could make that change personally, but I can advocate for them practically by saying, let's write this proposal together. We want both sides to feel heard and to discuss it, not to inflame the problem or to make it more dramatic, but to come to a mature conclusion where both sides feel better heard and respected, because I think that's so important, that the students feel respected in what they wanted from a play or from art or literature or anything. If they don't feel that their side was properly heard and that it was just dismissed and they don't understand why for either side, I think that's a failure on the college's part, and we can do better by putting those measures in place that are already there, but doing them maybe better. So
we have such a creative and artistic community that is intellectually flourishing and really tries to push the boundaries as it should, as any good artistic endeavor should. And at the same time, the administration has a responsibility to balance the image of the college and things like that, and it does its best to do that. And sometimes it may go too far in suppressing what is actually just a well-intended creative venture of the student body. And I will, in order to combat, if it's in any unfair instance, try to hear the voice and the arguments of the student body as to why it should be heard and why it's not a needless tarnish on the school's reputation or anything like that, and represent those interests to Dean Leedy and the administration, General Gibson, as best I can in order to influence their decision. Especially, I would love to have conversations with especially the people involved, for example, the leaders of these organizations that are subject to these decisions by the administration, but also the opinions of the rest of the student body. We may hold like an open forum or have more of an open council meeting in these cases to hear these concerns, because it is important to get opinions from people directly involved and also as part of the community that may not be directly involved in the producing of that material, and hear what they have to say. Because it's not a one-sided black or white issue on either side, and there's lots of nuance from every single side of the community.